Welcome back to the Interactive Interview as we pay tribute to the one and only Luna Vachon. And joining us on the line now is somebody that really didn't cross paths with her much, but that obviously was very affected by Luna's career and Luna's presence in wrestling, and that is the First Lady of Wrestling herself, Missy Hyatt. Missy, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Oh, it's great to have you on the show. Actually, when I was thinking about putting one of these together, I was thinking that who could I get, and you were one of the ones who always comes to mind to come on.
Is that because I've been around for a long time and I know a lot of people?
No.
Yeah, okay, good, as long as it's that. Because, Luna and I, when we became friends, it was probably like 96 or something when we finally met each other, and we'd been friends since then and even called each other on the phone and talked to each other on the phone, so.
Yeah, she was,
she's a great girl.
You had to know with her, though, that there's people that you meet that you know are genuine, and just something about her from the get-go, despite, as you put it in your blog, the Ultimate Warrior style promos, there was something about her that was very genuine. You knew that she wasn't like the rest of us.
Well, Bill after asked me what would be something you could put on her tombstone, and I was like, you know what, you can't judge a book by its cover. Because, you think of this, she's got that voice, and she's scary, and she does all that, but inside she's a cream puff. And what a good soul. What a good person.
Absolutely. And, I never actually got a chance to meet her. And that was one of the things I actually saw on Mick Foley's blog a few weeks ago, that she had lost everything. And he had asked if any fans had any videos or anything they could put together for her. And I thought, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And I actually, being the anal-retentive wrestling book that I am, I was sitting here actually going date by date from Raw episode to Raw episode, taping her performances and all that up until literally the morning of. And it was like, oh, man. I mean, I was doing it that morning. I went to work. I logged on the computer. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, I can't believe another one in their prime, that's way too young to pass away has passed away. And a lot of people don't know this, but like Tony Adams passed away too.
Tony Adams.
Yeah, she was married to Chris Adams, and her and Jeannie.
She passed away?
Oh. Yeah, about a month ago.
Oh, no, I had heard she was sick.
Wow. Yeah, so this was an accidental OD.
Oh, man. I had heard a rumor that she was not doing well, but I didn't know she had passed.
Nope, she passed away.
This has been a bad summer, from Trent Acid to Lance Cade to Matt
It's ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous. I know. Well, at least Skandar, he died older. He lived his life. But, Luna I think Luna's only like a year older than me. So, she's only halfway through life. I mean, this is, they always say the 40 is the new 20. Right. People that are saying that are probably 80. But, she was a really good person. She was really nice to me. And let me tell you something, she had no problem going out there and putting people over. Like I said in my article that I wrote, she put Alicia over. She went out there and had a hell of a match, but then she got pinned clean in the ring because she knows veterans are there to help put the younger people over.
When you say Alicia, do you mean Webb? Or?
No, it's Alicia from WSU.
Oh, okay, now I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, she went out there and she totally, trading blows back and back, but worked that match and just amazing. And she was really underrated as a worker. And then when New Jack at the Terry Funk roast last year, when New Jack, did his drugged out babble on me, she was willing to fight him.
Really?
And you can hear her. I mean, because they cut it out, but because someone else had video, on their camera for me, and you can hear her going, "Come on, New Jack, shut up, sit down," And
why did they cut that out, though? I mean, she should.
Because no, they cut out New Jack ranting on me for 30 minutes. Yeah, out of the DVD. But she stuck up for me. She would have beat him up. And then she was like, oh, and by the way, I'm a grandmother today. After she was going to beat up New Jack for me. I mean, she was just a good-hearted person. She was, and what really upset me, you're talking about doing the Raws and things. This is such a good person, that second-generation wrestler, that when Sable told her, if you hurt me in the ring, I'll have you fired.
Yeah.
And
you know what I said, though?
She would never hurt anybody in the ring on purpose. She's not like that,
Well, that's part of being a professional. I mean, you don't hurt people if you can avoid it.
Right.
And that was the thing, though. I was talking to my wife about it after she had went. I'm like, what really bothers me is that you can look at the line of WWF Women's Champions, and she's not one of them.
Yeah. What's up with that?
And that irked me. And I actually she did a shoot interview. Speaking of Feinstein, with Feinstein back in, I guess it was 2002, and she actually, it's one of the most surreal moments of a shoot interview that I've ever seen. She actually started crying, and she was explaining that, when she got into the business, she wanted to be the women's champion, and that it's heartbreaking when you got into the business to do something, and it's not, and once you realize it's never going to happen, that's heartbreaking, and that it wasn't.
Believe you me, that's how I feel. I mean, I know how she feels when you have these dreams that you've set up for yourself in wrestling, and then they don't happen, and then when you realize that they're not going to happen, like it's too far, then it's hard to deal with. It really is. And maybe that's a lot of reasons why a lot of people have the problems that they do have. Like, what's the other wrestler that just passed away?
Lance Cade.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking to me. My age, he has the same family situation, 2 kids. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's not even 30, and it was like, oh my God. And
yeah, it's just ridiculous. And they don't. That's what, at least Dawn Marie's trying to help with Wrestlers Rescue and trying to get some, the insurance and some things implemented to help people for when the superstar is over with or when you're thrown away by the companies, then how to deal with life.
You know what? Jake Roberts just retired, and in an interview we did with Jake described Vince McMahon as a child playing with toys. He said he has a couple of his favorites, but the rest of them he'll play with for a little while, then he'll throw in the box, and maybe he'll never play with them again, and and then gives them away to somebody else. But that's how he described the Vince McMahon treats the talent, and I thought, wow, that's pretty telling. Actually.
Yeah, and how they, and how. I'm definitely to the right. I'm extremely right wing, but I don't. But the McMahon, running for whatever she's running, Senate, Congress, whatever. It's like she doesn't even have her wrestlers as employees; they're independent contractors. And the fugazi, sneaky stuff that they do there, I don't get it. I don't get it, and the way the people are, and the way their talent is treated.
When we're talking about Lance Cade a minute ago, and he had a problem with one of the booking agents that he was dealing with, and he actually asked me to put out a press release for him, and I did. And I was pretty heartbroken when he went, and Luna's almost as bad, if not as bad. And when I saw Linda McMahon's reaction, like you, I'm also pretty right wing. I think Patrick would admit that he is too. I supported her up until this point. When he passed away, the press jumped on her and asked her for a quote, and she said, I might have met him once or twice. And it's like, he was one of your employees. Of course you met him.
Yeah, and it's for something that it's like he didn't matter.
Because
they don't look at people as people. But we're not, it's been like that since the beginning of wrestling. The people that own it and run it, and it's like that in probably every big business. Look at the iPhone with Apple and all those people in China that were working hard and they've had all those suicides there. Yeah, I don't know if you know anything about Apple and the iPhone. But they were having. I watch European news. I don't care about the news here in the States.
Where do you get the European news? BBC America? Or?
No, I watch German, Deutsche Welle, DWTV.
Okay.
You can go online, DWTV .eu/English, and then you can get the real European news. I mean, I like BBC too. Don't get me wrong, but. They had a lot of deaths and a lot of suicides in that company, and that's, American companies having the iPhones and everything made over there in China, and all these people that work really, really hard for low wages, and then there's so much pressure, and then now they're trying to revamp the whole corporate structure that does the iPhone. Well, haven't they thought about that in TNA and WWE, that, there's a lot of people dying here. And I know they sent Luna to rehab a couple of times, but with Chris Canyon, that he called them up and he said, I don't have a drug or alcohol problem, but I do have a mental illness. And drug and alcohol is the same thing as mental illness.
Right.
It's under the same DMS-5 codes for insurance billing. So, and they said, sorry, we can't help you.
Well, that's another one that was bad. I mean,
and he called out, and he committed suicide. And he called out to them, and WWE said, "Oh, anybody that's ever worked for us, we'll send you to rehab." Well, just because his illness wasn't drugs or alcohol, he still had a coping problem, and they didn't help him.
Yeah, I agree. And there's always people. When he passed away, there was always people who came out and said, "Well, this is what did it," but it's not just the one thing.
It's not just one thing, you know.
Right.
I mean, when accidental suicide or suicide happens, the people that are left. My birth mother, she accidentally OD'd, and you're angry at them when they, because it was something stupid, didn't have to happen. And all these people that have passed away, it's like, Luna, she didn't have to die.
No. What how long ago has it been since you talked to her?
Only like a month.
Really?
Because my phone, I have a foster dog, and he ate the side of my phone, so I didn't have her number, and she had called me and left me a message, and I had her phone number, and I played phone tag with her, because after I heard about her house burning down, I wanted to send her some stuff. And I had on my website, how people should make some DVDs and stuff for.
Oh, man. That's terrible. I mean, like I said, anybody who... I wish... The one thing I said since this happened is that I hope that whatever happened, and we don't know the cause yet. I think we all draw conclusions, but we don't know yet for sure.
I heard there was blood.
Oh, man.
That's all I know. But you know how rumors are.
Exactly. I just hope that she realizes or realized at the time that, you read all these blogs from everybody putting this out there, and even fans just who never even met her like me, just going to the effort to try to do something for her, that whether she realized it or not, whether her dreams in this business ever met what she ever expected them to be, she definitely made an impact, and people care.
Oh, definitely. And I don't think she really probably realizes that, people do care about it, and care about her.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine. I've just been really aggravated about the whole thing. It just aggravates me because it's like another person has died, and they shouldn't, and there's no reason why.
It's one of the worst ones. I got an email out of the blue yesterday, and I'll admit that I called Medusa the second, not the second, but the same day.
Well, freaking Luna kicked her ass one time. I don't know if you know about that.
What do you mean?
When I heard, she shot on her in the ring. Luna didn't like Medusa at all. She called her when we were doing an autograph show. She was calling her Skankarama or something. Yeah.
Was that the MSG match, or was it over in Japan when she shot on her?
I'm not sure. I don't even remember, but I know that she shot on her.
They did a match. There was an MSG match that I actually saw on YouTube when I was putting this thing together for her, and I thought that it looked a little rough, but who knows? That could just be the way she worked. But
no, let me tell you, Luna's a professional. She knows what she's doing in there. Yeah, she wasn't a fan of Medusa's.